Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Let's Buck with Ben. This is episode 9. How's everybody going? Or I'm sorry, how's everybody doing today? Man, today's the day. It is creamsicle day, as you know. It is time to break out the retro jersey, break out the retro Bucko Bruce logo. Big game today, not only just because of the creamsicle game, obviously, because this game has a lot of uh, really possible playoff implications as far as seeding goes. I know it's only week 6. I get it. Normally I don't like to talk playoffs early, but if you really stop and think about it, both these teams have great records. The Lions are 4-1. The Bucks are 3-1. The Bucks are coming off a huge win at New Orleans 2 weeks ago. They had a bye week last week. The Lions, so far, as expected, I had them winning the division before the start of the season, and it looks like right now they're going to do that. But today, this is a classic NFC Central game. Now we got to remember that the Bucks were in the NFC Central before 2002. So the game against the Lions, it's a familiar opponent, but maybe not today. But in the past, it was a familiar opponent. We played them twice a year. It was the games where you had guys like Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks going up against, trying to stop Barry Sanders, the running back, and trying to stop Herman Moore, so it does bring back some memories. And also, this game was originally supposed to be a 1 o'clock Eastern game, but a couple weeks ago they moved it up to the 4:25 p.m. slot. Obviously, the NFL knows how important this game is, and it looks like a great matchup. So, and it will be. Both teams are doing great. So let's get right to it. You know, right now we're going to start out with the Lions Bucks preview. Um, Again, both are, I would say, probably evenly matched. Although, you probably have to say offensively, the Lions can generate more points. They have the one advantage the Lions do have is the run game. The Bucks so far this season, I think as a team has only averaged, a little less than 40 yards a game rushing. Um, Meanwhile, the Lions, they got David Montgomery, they got the rookie Jameer Gibbs, but we found out Friday afternoon that Jameer Gibbs, the rookie running back, is out. And so is one of their left guards, Jonah Jackson. And also on defense, Brian Branch, he's out as well. So the Lions did get hit with some, huge injuries before this game. Now for the Bucks, injury-wise, um, everything's looking good. The only questionable is Shaq Barrett, but I think we expect him to play. I don't see him missing this game. Mike Evans, there was some questions, with the hamstring and everything, but he was a full go Friday. Everything's good, so he's going to play. And I didn't really doubt he wouldn't play. So that's huge because not only because Mike Evans is who he is, he makes the plays, one of the best receivers in football, but even if he was limited, he could be such a good decoy. He's a good blocker for a receiver, so we'll get other guys open like a Chris Godwin, Trey Palmer, uh, you know, Kate Otten, guys like that. So Mike Evans does also the little things, that some of the other receivers around the league don't. So even if Evans, let's say he's limited, he's still good to have on your team, just doing other things that is going to help a team win because he's always been that team player. So with that being said, you look at the matchups. Again, Bucks Lions just very similar. The offensive lines both are very good, very well coached. Um, you probably have two of the best offensive linemen in this game with Curtis Sewell for the Lions and also Tristan Wirfs. They have two out of the five highest grades as far as um, tackles in the NFL. So this is going to be a fun matchup. Seeing those two guys block. Um, Detroit's obviously defensively they're very good with Aiden Hutchinson, um, and also the Bucks. We got Vita Vea, inside that line. So, man, this is really about as evenly matched as you can get. Then you come to the quarterbacks, Jared Goff and Baker Mayfield. Now, Jared Goff, he's kind of had a rebirth in Detroit. It didn't start off well, but in the last year and a half, I mean, you could really see the growth that this guy has had. And, he's had a great offensive line. They changed coordinators early on last year. That's really helped. So the play calling's been better and it's fitted, Jared Goff to where, he doesn't have to, make too many plays. He has a good running game. Now that's going to be tested today without Jahmyr Gibbs, but they still got David Montgomery. He's still a very solid running back. And, I expect this team to run the ball a lot still, Detroit, even though they're going to miss one of their guys. And for the BUCs, listen, I got to say, if there's a day that this running game can get going, today's the day. I'm just hoping we can get something out of it. Rachaad White, so far it's been a little disappointing. I got to be honest, it's been disappointing. I believe Baker Mayfield's still our second leading rusher. If your quarterback's your second leading rusher, that's a bit of an issue. We need our running game to get going. Because again, we got a great passing game. We got the receivers, but in order for this offense to click, that run game's got to keep getting going and going and going. And I just feel at some point we're going to have a good game. We're going to break through, but it can't just be Rachaad White. Rookie Sean Tucker's got to get going. Keyshawn Vaughn, it'd be nice to see him start getting something going here, see if he can contribute. And we have the line to do it. The problem is the BUCs just can't seem to, seems like they can't get more than 5 yards on a play. They can every once in a while, but to move the chains, they got to do that more consistently. So Detroit has the edge on that. Otherwise, this is an evenly matched game. Now, the line here is, let's see here. They got the Lions currently right now as a 3-point favorite. The over-under is 42.5. As far as who do I think is going to win this game, I'm going to give the score predictions right now. For me, I'm going to go BUCs today. I really do. I got a good feeling about this. Being at home, having that extra week rest definitely is going to help. It definitely helped Mike Evans, because if we'd have played that game last week, I don't know if Evans would have played. So having him getting that extra rest was really vital for us. That bye week got there at the right time. And, with Detroit, they're coming off a big win against Carolina. Going on the road. I believe this is only their second road game of the year, or maybe their third road game. So, they've had some home games recently. So now they're back on the road. It's going to have the weather as well. It's going to be a little warm out. So, this, to me, and Detroit's good. Don't get me wrong. I went back and forth on this, but I feel like the injuries with Detroit, not having Jahmyr Gibbs, not having that 1-2 punch for the Lions, I think it's going to hurt them a little bit offensively. Plus, Jared Goff may have to throw the ball a little bit more. And if we can get Jared Goff to throw the ball more, that means, our defense, as good as it is, Vita Vea, Devin White, Levante, man, we can get to the quarterback, Shaq Barrett even. So we can throw some different looks at him. And this is another player, Joe Tyron Shoyinka. I feel like this could be a breakout game for him. So far he's been okay, but we haven't really seen that one game where he can really, get it going, can really be a disruptor, get a sack or two. He's got a couple so far this year, which is good. But I just want to see that one game where he can, get past the line and get to Jared Goff, make some plays, make the Lions lose yards. that's what I want to see. And if JTS can play well today, and I know that's a big if, I know some fans aren't as big a fan as his, and I'm not his biggest fan either. But if he can get it going, man, this defense can really, really make it a long day for Jared Goff in the pocket, because Jared Goff does not, when he has to move, he will, but he prefers to be in that pocket. And if we can get him out of there, make him run, get the pressures on him, this could be a long day, because Jared Goff's, just, all quarterbacks have a, rhythm and stuff, but Jared Goff definitely relies on his rhythm in the pocket. Guys like Josh Reynolds, St. Brown, those guys. So if we can disrupt that rhythm, and our secondary can, keep Reynolds and St. Brown close by, stick with them, then this defense is going to stop them offensively. And for our Bucks offensively, again, running the football, getting at least 70, 80 yards on the ground today would be really helpful, especially with the time of possession too. That's another thing. Keep Goff on the sidelines. That's one of the big keys to a good defense, is keep the other quarterback from being out on the field. Have the offense move the chains, complete their first downs, and score when they have the ball, especially touchdowns. Simple philosophy. But I just feel like time of possession is going to be really the key today, as well as the turnovers. Whoever creates the turnovers defensively, I think wins this game. And, the Bucks so far, I believe, have 7 turnovers so far this year, in 4 games. So they are definitely creating the turnovers. Antoine Winfield's been a beast. He's going to have fun today, just roaming the field. And, again, that's another thing with, Antoine Winfield, do some more safety blitzes. He's very good at that, disguise them. And that's another thing that could really take Jared Goff out of his game today. So he has to worry about not just our linebackers or defensive front, but also safety blitzes from Antoine Winfield. Stuff like that can, if we mix it up well, we could really disrupt this Lions offense. And I think we got a good chance to do that. So, and I think we will. I'm going to go Bucks today. I really do. I like them. I like them to win this game, a close game. Again, it comes down to who's healthier. That's one of the reasons that I factored in the Bucks today. I like the score to be a 23-20 type game. Close, very intense. Both defenses make plays. But I think in the end, the offense for the Bucks may make a couple more plays than the Lions. So that is my prediction today. The Bucks win 23-20 over the Lions. I'm gonna take the points and the Bucks to win outright. That is my prediction. So, guys, whatever your prediction is, put it in the comment section, and let's see what happens today. This is going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. And we got a lot of comments here. I didn't think we'd have this many comments, but let me read all of them. So, here we go. Scott Thaler, thanks for tuning in. He's 31st. All right. Or he's first, 31st. Hey, first or 31st. Appreciate you coming on, Scott. Thanks for tuning in. Johnny Dean, sup? Scott Thaler, the sky. Christopher Cole, good morning. How you doing, sir? Watching on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Ben Cornett 9015. Morning, Ben. Morning, Chris. How you doing, my man? Scott Thaler, good luck to your Bucks. Appreciate that, Scott, and good luck to the Rams today. I think the Rams, I know this is a Bucks show, but real quick, I think the Rams are going to demolish the Cardinals. That's just my opinion. The Rams are playing good football. I know they had a tough loss last week against the Eagles, but the Bucks lost as well. Don't feel bad. The Eagles are a very good team. So, but they should take care of Arizona today. Johnny Dean's like, playoffs? We're just trying to win a game here. No, I understand, Johnny. We are definitely trying to win a game. I'm just saying, down the road, when we look back, 6 to 8 weeks from now, this game could really come in handy as far as, possible playoff seeding and stuff. So it's a big game. That's why I mentioned it. I know focus on this game. And I said that earlier. Usually I do. I focus on this, but this game does kind of feel like a playoff game. If you think about it, both teams are pretty much evenly matched, as I mentioned earlier, except for the run game. Obviously, the Lions definitely have the advantage there. But, otherwise, both defenses are really good. Both offensive lines are really good. The trenches are superb. And both quarterbacks are pretty good. So, it's about as evenly matched as you can get. Scott Taylor, go Rams. Yep. Scott Taylor, Lions 37, Bucks 24. Okay. That's Scott's prediction. We'll see what happens there. As a Bucks fan, I hope he's wrong, but who knows? Johnny Dean, what is a run game? Well, it's when you, I'll show you real quick. Fat ass over here. It's where the quarterback hands the ball, the running back gets it, and he tries to go forward. Now, that's what we're hoping, Rashid White, Sean Tucker, Keyshawn Vaughn do today. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping they can get some positive yardage, not negative yardage. That's pretty much where a run game is. And yes, the run game maybe not as fun as the passing game with today's NFL, but it's still effective if you use it right. Just saying. Laporta is still questionable at the moment. He is. Our good friend Alex Loosemore covers the Lions. He thinks he will play. But we'll see. We'll see when the finals injury report comes out. Misador, good morning, sir. How are you doing today? By the way, good show. You and the guys on the crew roundtable. It is up on the Ben Zone. If you hadn't seen it yet, check out their episode. They are a fun group of guys to watch. Very good, very insightful football minds. Misador, no exception. Laporta is a game time decision. Yep. So we'll see what happens there. Misador says Evans will help pull coverage regardless. Yeah. And I just mentioned it earlier, that Evans is just more than a receiver. I mean, he does the little things, the blocking, just his presence is always helpful for this Bucks offense, So yeah, he definitely is so valuable, for more than just his receiving. Field turf is awful. Yeah, it is. It's been a huge discussion around the league, the whole Aaron Rodgers thing, a couple other injuries. Yes, grass, they should have grass on the field, but, with today's NFL, the turf is cheaper. You would think that with this multi-billion-dollar industry that's called the National Football League, you would think that's not going to really hurt them financially, but I don't know why they go with more turf on the field than they do grass. But also you have to, factor in, certain places like Minnesota, Detroit, where around November, December, it starts hitting with snow. So, that's why they have the indoor stadiums. But, there's also synthetic grass, so they could try that. But I do agree that turf is not the best thing for football players. It does cause a lot of injuries, and it should be talked about more. Scott Taylor, any given Sunday. That's right. You're absolutely right. By the way, that's a great movie. Johnny Dean, yeah, running empty routes would be great for his hamstring issues. Okay. Oh, I like that. Hamstring. I think you meant to type hamstring, but I can go with hamstring. It's a nice word. Got to use that one. Facebook user. Let me see who this is. Let me see who drew the football emojis there. I think it's Odette. Thank you for tuning in, Odette. How you doing today? Scott Thaler. I was wondering what mamstring was. Might be pasta related. I don't know. Be a good name for pasta, I guess. Mamstring. Let's see. Johnny Dean, laughing my ass off. Vaughn. Hey, you know what? If he still wants to contribute to this team, now would be the time. We're waiting on you, Keyshawn. If you want to just do something, something to help us. I mean, I'm not counting on it, but it would just be nice to see him get about 15, 20 yards on 3 or 4 carries today. It would really help out the run game. Did he say jerk off or Jared Goff? Hey, jerk off, Jared Goff, same thing, right? Johnny Dean, Ravens win 24-16. Yeah, I don't think that's a surprise. I saw some of that game, and listen, the Ravens are a good team, but they got to get their stuff together. They almost blew it today. The new offense is taking time, but they got to get it going, because if their defense is helping them out a lot this year. If their offense can start clicking, which it should pretty soon, then they're going to be a dangerous team. The Titans, I mean, look, I think this could be Vrabel's last year, and they're just too reliant on Derrick Henry. Ryan Tannehill unfortunately got injured. I saw that he got carted off. Hopefully he's okay. You don't want to wish any injury on anybody, but Tannehill, his time's done. He just can't do it anymore. He's not a very good quarterback these days. Malik Willis had to come in. You're putting a second-year guy in a very tough spot. Tennessee's got a lot of issues, and I'm amazed that they got 2 wins this year. They beat up a injury-riddled Bengals team, and also they upset the Chargers, even though I actually picked the Titans to do that in week 2, I believe. Yeah, that's a game the Chargers should have won, though. So, really, Tennessee, they're a one-win team with 2 wins so far. That's all. All right. Johnny Dean says JTS tends to get stood up by big tackles. Yeah, true. And that's why I said, today, if we can get anything good out of JTS, at least put the pressure on the offensive line. I think that's a plus. I don't expect him to light it up. So, yeah, but again, you never know. Sometimes there could be that breakout game. That's what I'm hoping for. Johnny Dean says Misador is Cansey playing today. Well, let's see. I think we'll let him and we'll let Misador answer that. Misador says Johnny Dean, he and Servassier Dennis is playing. That's good. Yeah. Cansey was practicing this week, and he is a full go for the Buccaneers. It's a big game, a big spot. I do think there'll be a rep count on him. Because again, this is his first game, his first NFL game, or no, I'm sorry, this is his second NFL game. He did play against the Vikings, got hurt again. But Cansey, can't wait to see him. Can't wait to see him do his thing. It's going to take time, but I do feel like him, Sebastian Dennis, and Yaya Diaby, these rookies, I think, are going to, hopefully, at least I hope, they turn out very well for our team in the next 5 to 10 years. I am still very high on Yaya Diaby, the linebacker for the Bucs. Good rotational player right now. So, and same with Cansey. Hopefully he can get it going. It's a big spot to be in today against a good Lions team. But again, you got to manage the reps, because this is only going to be his second game as a NFL player. So it will take time, but I expect good things out of Cansey and the other rookies. Scott Thaler says Alex Loosemore, who wins today. Well, if you listen to the NFL edition on Thursday night, Alex Loosemore picked the Lions, but um, that's okay. I mean, the Lions are good. He's not picking with his heart; he's picking with his head, and that's fair. I'm picking with my head too, not just my heart, but my head. I think the Bucs can win this game today. I really do. Odette says, "Go Bucs." Thank you, Odette. That's right. Go Bucs. Johnny Dean says, "This is the first time I remember in Bucs history that I ever thought there was a chance to lose with the Lions on the schedule." Yeah, hey, maybe they will. Maybe they won't. The Lions are a great team, though. I'm proud of the fact that this team has finally gotten out of the basement in the NFC Central, because they've been there for a while and they've built it the right way. Dan Campbell's been a breath of fresh air for that franchise. I mean, if you saw Hard Knocks a couple years ago, you could tell this guy, he has the passion, he has the desire to really motivate a team, make teams better, and he's definitely done that with this franchise, and they're behind him. I mean, they're getting those sellouts at Ford Field. It's a good time to be a Lions fan. So, maybe today it won't be, maybe it will. Who knows? And Misador says, "Thank you, sir." Yeah, no problem, Misador. Yeah, you definitely deserve your accolades and your flowers, because you guys do have a great show. Johnny Dean, it's not really logical with stadiums having so many different events on those fields to go with grass. Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's a good point, Johnny. Because they tend to do concerts and other events there. They do a lot of Taylor Swift concerts. Had to say that. I am a Swiftie. I have no shame in that, into admitting that. But yeah, you're right. The stadiums are used for other events and concerts and stuff like that. So yeah, it's now Allegiant Stadium out here in Vegas. They have two different fields, one for UNLV and one for the Raiders. They have a slide. You can slide a field in there and slide the other field out. I believe they do that at State Farm Stadium with the Arizona Cardinals as well. They have their field slide out and it's outside. It's natural grass, but then during game week they put it back in there before the game. So, but yeah, not all stadiums do that. But yeah, but I know what you mean, Johnny. So let's see. Let's get a few more comments here. There's a lot of comments on here today, man. I didn't think I'd get that many, but thank you everybody for commenting on here. That I greatly appreciate that. That really helps the show out, helps me out with my YouTube channel and everything, and Facebook on Benzone, on Twitter or X. Misador says, "I think with Mosley being injured, looking for a big game from the Bucs wide receiver in the slot, Tompkins should see a lot of playing time. Take the top off and open up the tight end underneath." Yeah, I agree. With this offensive scheme that Dave Canales runs, there's so many possibilities. And you didn't get that with the previous OC. We won't say that name, but he was very uncreative. Where with this Bucs team, now I understand, it's a different quarterback. You have to do different plays, but with this offense, this quarterback in Baker Mayfield, who can be in the pocket, be out of the pocket. You can run more plays. You could run more designs, stuff like that. So yeah, definitely the Bucs should open up the playbook today with everybody healthy. And yeah, I would like to see like Tompkins get more involved. Kate Otten, Kift, Kift. Those guys, give them a chance, give them an opportunity to, because the more the ball goes around, the better. Then it creates problems for the defense. Who do you, what defense do you run here? You got all these different schemes. Little play action, more play action would be nice today for the Bucs. But again, with that play action, the run game has to get going. That's going to make the play action more deadly for us is if that run game can eat up some yards, eat up some time off the clock. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see. OBJ didn't work out that well. Nah. Yeah, but he's toward the end of his career. He's not too many injuries, not always reliable. Very good receiver, but he just hasn't always been reliable. Usador Yaya is explosive, absolutely. That's why I really have high hopes for Yaya because that explosiveness. But not only that, but Usador, he can control it. He's not too fast enough to where he just can't stop. There's a saying, you can slow a fast horse down, but you can't make a slow horse fast. And you can slow down Yaya, to where you can channel his speed. And so yeah, but when Yaya can get it going, he is fast. He is very explosive. So I do like his tangibles as a linebacker. I can't wait to see him do more stuff. Johnny Dean says, Cansey being out all preseason will hold up some of his development, but still really excited to see him on the field. Yeah. Like I said earlier, Johnny, it's going to take some time. With him again, this is only his second game as a Buck. He played against Minnesota, but then he got hurt. I don't know I think it was during the game, but he had to miss a few weeks, and now we'll get to see him again. They'll probably manage his reps, because it's his first game back. But like I said, me and you both are very excited to see him out there. And Usador, even the Barry years, the Lions defense would fail them. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's, you got to feel for Barry. I mean, this guy, he bled for that franchise. Greatest player in franchise history for Detroit. It's too bad he didn't get more opportunities in the playoffs. His teams couldn't win more. And I didn't blame him for retiring. I mean, why go through all that when that organization didn't, why put all your blood, sweat, and tears into that organization when the organization didn't really do that much for you, So I didn't blame him. I didn't blame Megatron for Calvin Johnson for retiring either. I mean, the organization was in a bad spot, and now they're in a very good spot, and hopefully it's for them, it stays that way. So yeah, I'm really hoping that this team can get it going, consistently, not just, for a 1-2 year stretch, but, for the Lions that, you hope that they can, have a good foundation for years to come. And so far they have. So, Misador, if you're a Swiftie, check out the Chiefs' new alternate helmet, the Crew Roundtable. Oh, definitely. I will definitely do that. Misador. And also, by the way, they're on Saturday Night Live. I forgot all about that. Travis Kelce was on there. Taylor made an appearance. I'll go back on Peacock and watch it later on. That's, and I know we're probably going off subject here. This might drive people nuts, but I'm not talking about Swiftie. I'm just talking about we finally got something on TV to watch. That's a bit new. Because we're still on the actor strike and everything, so there's still not going to be new material or content out for a while, but it is good to see some new content on TV. And Johnny Dean says Bill's new stadium will have an elevator for the different types of fields. Oh, cool. Good stuff. I've seen the pictures of it online. It looks pretty cool. Now the question will be, Bills Mafia, if there's a Bills fan watching, will they do power bombs on the tables? Will they have a special section in that new stadium where you can just get thrown off something and into the tables? I mean, you're doing it in the tailgate. Why not bring it into the stadium? It should be interesting. So you kind of have a pro wrestling vibe along with football. Makes sense, right? Just saying. Scott Taylor, he was good on Ballers, Netflix. Yeah, Ballers is a good episode. That's a good series. Let's see. Scott Thaler 0. Johnny Dean, Tim Tebow needs to quit picking on Barry. Yeah, that's if you watch the Nissan Heisman commercials, those are fun. By the way, we had a good Saturday of college football. Florida State continues to dominate. USC, I kind of predicted they would lose to Notre Dame because they don't play defense. USC, Notre Dame does. Caleb Williams, if you rely on him too much, then you're not going to win every time. So that was fun. Let's see here. Scott Taylor, how's things going on off the rails? Going good. That's our private chat. Let's see. Johnny Dean says Loki season 2 is out. Also, The Boys spinoff Gen V is on Prime. You told me about that, Johnny. I will watch it. Hopefully one day. And Scott Taylor says it wasn't me. All right. Well, those comments, that took a little while. That's okay. I appreciate the comments, man. This really helps my show out. But like I said on the score predictions, I'm going Lions or Bucks 23-20 over the Lions. I think we will win today. And let's get that W. This is a big game. Creamsicles, the orange is back. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So I'm going to go ahead and take off here, but I want to thank everybody for participating today on this show. Johnny Dean, Scott Thaler, Misador, Odette. Thank you very much for going in the comments section. Appreciate it. And yes, please, as always, as I always tell everybody on there, please like and share this show, my other shows, the Ben Zone, Ben Cornet 9015 on YouTube, and on X at BennyBoy702. Appreciate the love and support, and we will continue to crank out these shows. And one more comment. Johnny Dean says, great show, Ben. Appreciate it, Johnny. Thank you very much for that. So with that being said, guys, let's go Bucks, and also enjoy your NFL Sunday because there are some good games. I think it's already 1:08 in the afternoon Eastern time. I got to get on the red zone, and then I got to get prepared for the Bucks and Lions. So whatever game, even if you're not a fan of the Bucks, whatever game you guys are watching today, enjoy. Hopefully your teams win. Hopefully I do better this week. And Johnny says, go Bucks, because I do. Yep, go Bucks. And I do have a show called Ben's Quick Picks, which comes out usually every Wednesday nights, pretty late, probably around midnight Eastern or 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Gives you my picks for every game during the week. So with that being said, I am out. But guys, have a good week. Have a good NFL Sunday, and we will see you next time right here on Let's Buck with Ben. And as always, go Bucks. Have a good day, everybody.